appreciate Commissioner von der Leyen being here and being willing to engage in this conversation. I think we'll have a great conversation and hopefully and some long-term trade advantages between both Europe and the United States.
We have a very special and close relationship. If I may look at trade, indeed, we have the largest trade relationship in the world.
Sure.
With more than $1.5 trillion per year. Our experts are deep diving, are discussing the details. Everybody knows that the devil is in the detail, but what unites us is that at the end we want together to have a good deal for both sides. I would like also to raise the topic of Ukraine. What unites us is that we want a just and lasting peace.
Sure.
And I know how much you are engaged in ending this war, and I thank you for that. So what is important now is certainly that we push that things are moving forward.
Increase the pressure on Putin. VDO announces sanctions against Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 as Russia-Ukraine talks resume. Now, European Commission, it's important. We want peace, and it's important. We want peace, and therefore, to force Russia into peace, von der Leyen announced a new package, and Germany was shut down in 2022. Nord Stream 2 was never put in operation. European Commission President Dama and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte slammed the low-level Russian delegation, referring to the delegation ahead President aide Vladimir Medinsky as this historian. World Unity Cooperation Joint Action. The meeting is expected to focus on Europe's security, democratic resilience, and economic security. The start of the meeting coincided with Russia-Ukraine direct talks in Istanbul, the first one since 2022.
We're hoping that the leaders would meet, and that's not the case.
No.
Do you think that it's been a failure? Do you think Putin is...
I think Putin made a mistake by sending a low-level delegation. I think Putin made a mistake by sending a low-level delegation with this historian leading that delegation, who was also there in the talks in 2022. The ball is clearly in his with this historian leading that delegation, who was also there in the talks in 2022. The ball is clearly in his part of the field now, in his court. He has to play ball. His part of the field now, in his court. He has to play ball. He has to be serious about. He has to be serious about wanting peace.
Ball is not on his side.
He realizes this. I know him very well. We did a lot of negotiations between when I was deadlock, clearly taking a lead on all of this, which is extremely useful and important.
What can you realistically do on Russia?
Last 2 weeks, you've seen the UK do a trade deal with India, really important for our country and our national interest. And I think that this is an important moment for our country that will be measured in the benefits to working people and their living standards. But we're positive as we go into the summit on Monday. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The European political community was once founded when Russia's war of aggression, so that we have stability on the European continent. Now we are through belief. He first called for a ceasefire around the anniversaries of the 9th of May, which he then never respected. A conditional ceasefire over 30 days, which President Putin then rejected. And finally, he offered a meeting directly between Ukraine and Russia in Turkey, but a package of sanctions that include sanctions against Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, but also listing more vessels in the sector, because we want peace and we have to increase the pressure till President Putin is ready.
Let's get into more of around the world news update right here on Sun FM radio and TV. Of course, no one came here. We don't exist. Devastating floods sweep through Argentina's Zarate, forcing thousands to flee. Now, flood-stricken residents in Argentina's Zarate pleaded for help on than 2,000 evacuations and promoting authorities to raise the alert level from orange to red. Now, footage captured the city submerged underwater, with homes and vehicles overtaken by floodwaters. Some residents navigated the streets by boat. Others were stranded on rooftops, and volunteers worked tirelessly to evacuate those trapped and deliver essential supplies.